Good morning, traders. How's everybody doing? So we're not going to rock and roll with a camera today, just because I didn't really want to set up my DSLR camera, and as we know, the GoPro is a shitty product. So we're not going to go with the camera. We're just going to rock and roll with screen share here today. So hope you guys like it. Alrighty, cool stuff. We got a couple stocks to look at. I didn't really throw too much on the watch list because I figured we're going to cover some more anyways. So we'll get into it. First one here is going to be BIG. So BIG, let me get a lot of this stuff off the screen that you don't need to really see. Yeah, so BIG, they had an earnings report today. Let's go take a look at it. So this color might be throwing you off. Don't worry about it. But so BIG had an earnings report today, kind of spiking up here. Doesn't look too bad. It is a little overextended here pre-market. So you can argue that it might need to pull back a little bit here, maybe before the day starts. But looking at the yearly chart, actually I should do a 180-day chart. All right, looking at this 180-day chart here, you got your heavy resistance up here in the 44 to 40, 50, $40 mark. This little blue box represents a gap fill from about 37.20 up to 40. Green is your consolidation and support of BIG. So I think today we might see BIG move up a little bit more, maybe even to enter into the blue gap fill area. So going to be watching BIG long today. If it goes short, it goes short, is what it is. But right now I'll be paying attention to it long bias, seeing if we can kind of press that price all the way up into that gap fill location on the chart. Coming back to look at this chart here, the 5-minute chart. So far, not crazy amounts of volume, and as of right now, it does appear that we're really, it's light volume, but it does appear that we might be channeling into, somewhat of a wedge pattern. It's just kind of going up, but not really breaking out. So BIG, might be something to pay attention to today. Some light volume. If I do want to trade it long, I'll have to wait for it to pull back. It's up pretty big this morning, so I would wait for an early morning wash or early morning sell-off before I get in on BIG. Hello, what's going on? All right, next one on the list, TROV. All right, so TROV here. Oh yeah, that's incorrect. It's not even right. Hold on one second. That doesn't really matter. All right, so TROV, this is a penny stock. Actually, it's performing. It would be performing. I was gonna say it's kind of screwed itself a little bit. So TROV not bad, but not really good because it kind of screwed itself over. I don't want to say it screwed itself over, but this would have been a beautiful long if TROV would not have broken down right here where my cursor's at. If this wouldn't have broke down and actually held support here, it would have turned it into a great long play. But since it didn't, now it's becoming a little bit more kind of iffy and not the best setup. So what I'm getting at is if it would have shot up, dropped, went down here like this, back up, held, it would be nice. I'll show you guys a perfect example of this. So definitely pay attention here because you're getting a great lesson. Not BPTH on this big run. It's actually the day before BPTH went on that. Well, I guess it's 2 big runs, you could say, but not the crazy day. It was the day before. Okay, you're going to see something very similar. And maybe I should even bring up, hold on one second. I'm going to bring up another chart here on the screen. So give me just a second. Or what did I say I was going to do? TROV, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here, right? Put this in your memory bank. Remember this little pattern, this little setup, right? Okay, I'm going to take this off the screen. We're just going to drop it down. Okay, oh, that'll work. So do you guys see kind of a similarity here? Ready? So look at the high here on TROV, and then look at the high here on BPTH. They both sell off, so this one sells off. Sure, there's like a little bit of a bounce in here, like a little bit of a bounce in here. Then it drops out really big, gets bought back up basically to these previous highs, gets bought back up basically to these previous highs. Then it dips back down, but this one on the dip, you'll see that it held its support right there. Okay, and then if we bring up TROV again, okay, when it dipped down, it did not hold the support. Now, this could still play out and be a good long, but it's not as good as we would like it, right? So you can see that similarity, right? Drop, big dip down, shoots back up, hold support for a rip, drop, dip, hold support, rip. So remember that. Remember that setup, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget it. It was taught here at Boiler Room Trading. You got it. All right, so TROV, it's a possible stock that I'll be watching here today to trade. SEEL already went on its run. It'll most likely have somewhat of a choppy, erratic trading day, so not focusing on SEEL. Not focusing on that one. Wilkes, no update there. Still haven't fully built it. You know, those things take time, so when it's ready, it'll be ready. But as of right now, it is not. So let me see, WFT, SAX. Yeah, I'll cover the rest of these little penny stocks. There's what SAEX is moving this morning. SAEX might have a possibility for kind of a gap and go type situation where it's gapped up, consolidating sideways, and it might go on a run. Red box, resistance, green box, pre-market support level, area, zone. If you look at the 180-day chart here, you will see that it's starting a good curl off the 180-day chart. If you look at the history of the stock, you'll know that it does spike 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It spiked 7 times before on really good moves, so there's a possibility that maybe, just maybe, SAEX does have a good day. Ideally, if SAEX is going to go on a run, it's going to need to break over the 625 area, and it's very possible, considering we had this big spike here, consolidation, breaks over consolidation. This creates a higher low scenario. Whether it breaks 625, 650 today, it is what it is. If it pulls back, it could put in another higher low. So it could do something like this where it pulls back from here, puts in another higher low, and then it bounces, and then it comes back, and then it goes. So that could be done in a couple days to a couple weeks. It might be today, but we are following SAEX. There's a chance that, yes, today it might push over that 625, 635 area, this pre-market high level. And what happened to my drawings? They were literally on the chart, and now they're gone. Oh, it's because I deleted all drawings. Makes sense. So that's SAEX today. Kind of looking, see if it can curl up, break over some of this topping area pre-market. Okay, so yeah, so SEAL has a really low float. Okay. And Jason, right? Yeah, SEAL has a really low float like BPTH. This is nothing against you, by all means. But you're right, SEAL has a really low float. What is the only thing that's saying is that there is a low supply, and with enough buyers, you can get the price to move very fast. It does not mean it's anything like BPTH. BPTH did not do a 16 million share offering. SEEL just did a 16 million share offering, which means they're diluting the stock. So what I'm getting at is just because the stock has a low float, don't let that, build a narrative in your head that a stock should react or kind of trade like another stock. They'll have similarities, but usually stocks are very, very different from one to the other. BPTH is something that you will see maybe once a year, and that's it. The one we had last year was LFIN, and the one before that was RKDA. If you don't know LFIN and you don't know RKDA, that means you weren't trading over the past couple years. But RKDA and LFIN are pretty good examples of, are very similar to BPTH. And that's what we call like an absolute super mega crazy runner. And they don't happen. They only happen very, very far and few between once in a blue moon. And it's usually like one time a year. And so don't get your hopes up that any other stock is going to do anything very similar to that. And then anybody's returns that they've made on BPTH from 100,000 and 97,000, those are very unrealistic, or not to say unrealistic, they're very realistic, but they're just not your typical returns. So if you see any videos on YouTube about people making millions of dollars on that stock, don't let that affect you and your trading, because typically that's not going to be the case for most people making that much money. And so You know, there might be a lot of those videos out there right now. I don't know. I haven't watched any. But if there are, don't let it kind of trick you into thinking that's what trading's all about. That BPTH never happens. No, we did not get 2 this year. I would say, I don't think anything ran that hard. And there's a few other good big runners, but nothing like BPTH. MBOT, yeah, MBOT was a big runner, but nothing close to BPTH. I mean, BPTH went from 4 to 75. You can't say 4 to 75 is anything similar from 4 to 18, you know? So, I mean, it's close. I mean, it's a big runner, but it's not, it wasn't a BPTH. That was insane to watch. Or TLRY, but TLRY wasn't like BPTH. BPTH, it happened in 2 days. TLRY, it took weeks, right? So, little bit different, but TLRY is a great example of a bubble. TLRY was a bubble. Yep, no one believed us. But anyways, that's okay. But you're right, TLRY was crazy. That was probably insane. Yeah, anyways. Still swinging KR. I was never swing trading KR. You know, maybe I thought about it, but I'm not actually currently in any position with them. You know what? Twit's trading made simple. Just an FYI for maybe you and anybody else in here. Pump and dumps don't exist anymore. So if you ever so realistically, if anybody tells you a stock is a pump and dump, and I'm not going to mention names here, but if they do, and that's actually false because pump and dumps don't actually exist anymore. In reality, that was an old thing. That was like cold calling people and pumping up fake stock companies and then dumping on the shareholders. That doesn't really happen today. So pump and dumps don't actually exist. Stocks just get pumped up and then they drop out, and that's normal. Okay, what's not normal is getting a call from someone going, hey, buy this stock, it's going to go crazy, and then you buy the stock and it drops the next day. I mean, I guess that kind of happens, but pump and dumps don't actually exist. It's just terms used for stocks when they get pumped up and dumped out. Just a kind of educational fun fact. Yep, pump and dumps are illegal. That's why they don't happen anymore, because the SEC really cracked down, and basically you can't get away with pumping and dumping stocks anymore. So that is why pump and dumps don't actually exist anymore. All right, Seal's about to take off like a rocket. Mr. Wayne Global Car, I'm hoping all the best on your trades today. I hope it does take off like a rocket and it goes to Pluto and every other galaxy far and beyond. Then what do it? People are buying and selling stocks. If a stock goes up, people are buying. If it drops up, it's just people selling. Now, crypto might be, you know what? Now, crypto does actually have pump and dumps. So I guess, yeah, in the stock market, but in cryptocurrency, they do have pump and dumps because the cryptocurrency market isn't really regulated very tightly. So that does leave room for people getting blasted with emails. And then you guys remember all those stupid fake ads you would see every other day on Facebook. It says, join my new cryptocurrency. It's going to change the world. Blah, blah, blah. Some bullshit, some more bullshit by some random guy all the way over in India or Pakistan or China or somewhere in some dark basement that's trying to lure you into some scam. Yeah, we used to see a lot of those ads on Facebook, and then Facebook started blocking those ads, and now you notice kind of that crypto market fuzz kind of died out, which also happened with the bubble when Bitcoin crashed. But you're right. There was a lot of Facebook ads going around with cryptocurrency, and since cryptocurrency wasn't really highly regulated, it did leave this gray area where people could run these Facebook ads and get people all hyped up about this new cryptocurrency that would come out. And you guys know it. These cryptocurrencies would start at a couple pennies, they'd rip to $1, and then they'd drop out. Classic example of legitimate pump and dumps where people are promoting these different cryptocurrency coins through emails, Facebook ads, direct messages, and all that sort of good scammy stuff. You're right. Yeah, people pump stocks, but they're just not legitimate pump and dumps like they used to be. What do I recommend for a small account? For a small account, I would recommend going based off supply and demand zones. Don't try and trade fast-moving penny stocks that spike up. You'll probably won't see much success. You should probably focus on bigger stocks that have high liquidity and find them near demand zones and sell in supply zones. Intraday means like in the day, like today. Seal 10 today. All right, we will see. Mark, I do trust you in your words of wisdom. I pay attention to them. I do pay attention to them. I noticed they had like a 23% short float interest on SEEL or something around there. What happened to NBEV? NBEV broke its weekly trend, and that's the last I know of it. So I guess I could take a little look here. What time is it? 8:53. Yeah, so this line here on my chart, that is that, or not weekly trend. Well, yeah, maybe, but that's a long-term trend. So NBEV broke that trend. That's all that happened. It's starting to break down that trend. Now this arguable pattern here doesn't exist anymore. So this is basically, this is no pattern. It's irrelevant. And now that this is falling down, NBEV is probably going to be a buy when it gets down into some location right here. Yep, so watch NBEV as it comes down to $4.65 or $4. Patrick, no, STMP will most likely not drop another $100, at least not in the way you're envisioning, like a quick, fast drop. I trade probably millions of dollars a year. Not profit, but I trade millions of dollars. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be getting back to our private group now. So hope you guys enjoyed the video here today. Hope you guys learned a little bit along the way. And I'll be seeing all of you guys not tomorrow because tomorrow is Saturday, but come Monday morning next week. All right, guys, take care. No, TVIX is very simple. Okay, follow the volatility index. If the volatility is picking up, TVIX is going up. Pretty straightforward. You just watch the market. The market's getting bearish. You know that the volatility in the market's going to pick up, which you know means that the volatility index is going to pick up. And when the volatility index picks up, you know that TVIX is going to pick up. I know that was very fast, but all you got to really do is look up TVIX, VIX, and SPY. Daniel, no, I won't be doing live trading videos anymore. If anything, they would just be the recaps of showing the trades where they get in and basically get out and walking through that particular trade. With that being said, I will see you guys on the next video. Everybody take care. Have a great day.